This is the church, this is the steeple. Open the door and see all the people.
Hi everybody, this is Pastor Derek. I want to thank my two youngest daughters, Abigail and Sophia, for helping me out with that wonderful demonstration. When my children were toddlers, my wife used to teach them this nursery rhyme. This is the church, this is the steeple. Open the doors and see all the people. The other day when I was thinking of the question, what is the church? Immediately my mind went to that old nursery rhyme. But before describing the church, I think it's important to describe what the church is not. First off, the church is not a building. While the church may meet in a building, and while the church may meet in a building with a steeple, the church is so much more than a building. Secondly, the church is not a program or events or just a fun place to meet friends. Once again, those things aren't bad in and of themselves, but the church is so much more. So with that being said, what is the church? Well, first off, the church is living. In 1 Peter 2:5, Peter tells us the church is like living stones. They're being built into a spiritual home. The term the Bible uses for church is ecclesia. It literally means the called out ones. So the church are consisting of those people who have been called out of the world, called out of their old way of thinking to walk in God's wonderful way. The second definition of the church is learning. Prior to Jesus ascending into heaven, he gave this command to his followers to make disciples of all nations, Matthew 28. Disciples are followers. They understand what Christ wants, and then they follow and obey what his teachings are. The church should follow. The church should study. The church should grow and mature and understand what God wants for them. Thus, the church is where understanding and growth and maturity takes place. It's a place where we help others to take their next step towards Christ. It's a place where people can come in at all walks of life, and we can help them in their journey. The third definition of the church is that the church is loving. Jesus called his followers to help the least of these, the poor, the sick, the lost and hurting. And he taught us that the church should be united in love with one another as we go about reaching the world. John 13, Jesus said, "By this all men will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." Love is the greatest motivator. Our love for God and others will move us to reach out to the world with the greatest message that Jesus came to set people free. God never called his people to sit in the bleachers and hold on to the truth that sets us free while our neighbors are all searching. He called us to get in the game, to make a difference, to be the hands and feet of Jesus to a world in need. This, my friends, is the